Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are here in the sauna in the finals of the C-Class tournament. I'd like to congratulate Mr. Fernando Bracket, playing very well for coming out. He defeated the former champion, Mr. Anthony Simmons. He won the tournament last week, but he was knocked out in the semi-finals by Fernando. Fernando is here, back in the camera in the orange bottom and the white top. He's serving now to Mr. Clark, better known as the PM. Clark is facing the camera. He's dressed in a white shorts and in a green fluorescent top. And the guys are off in the finals here. 1-0. The two officials for this finals are Mr. Tito Ellis and Mr. Antonio. I must say, Mr. Clark, you have recently joined the sauna and his tennis have improved by leaps and bounds. But he's up against Fernando Bracket, who is a very experienced player. Not only an experienced player, he have a very, very good serve. Here he's serving very deep to Mr. Clark's forearm. Unforced error by Mr. Fernando. The service has now changed to serving 3. Mr. Clark is 2 and Fernando is 3. Mr. Clark is serving. And Mr. Clark is using his forearm beautifully. Turn that ball to Fernando forearm. Here we see Fernando is appealing, but the ball is good according to the officials. And here we see Mr. Clark have a game plan. He's serving to Fernando's backarm and also to his forearm as well. He's mixing up his serves.
5-7-4.
The scores are pretty close. Four serving 6. Fernando is 4. In the orange bottom and the white top, he's serving now to Mr. Clark. Serve to the forearm. The ball hit the net and went straight out the court. It seems that Fernando is under a bit of pressure. Maybe it's the finals pressure. Mr. Clark, he is here again. He was a finalist last week. He was defeated by the veteran, the Grandmaster, Mr. Anthony Simmons. Mr. Clark have 2 bites at the cherry. 4-7-8. He's leading by 4 points. He's trying to get the attention of the Anthony Simmons. Lovely attacking shot there by Mr. Fernando. He's continuing to serve that ball deep to Mr. Clark. Forearm. Very good comeback by Mr. Fernando. This guy is an experienced tennis player. He do not get flustered. Right now he's seeking some advice from his coach, Mr. Lewis. He's back to the court now. The score is 8-7. Mr. Clark is serving. He serves to Fernando forearm. Fernando returns the ball. Send it to his backarm. Fernando return it and Mr. Clark put the ball into the net. 8-all. The scores are locked. Very good game. Very tense game. Right now these guys are doing the basic, just keeping the ball on the court. nervous pressure at this stage. Here Fernando is appealing for the serve. Officials say the serve is good. If you're watching, I think Mr. Clark have a very good strategy. He's trying to use the corner technique. He's serving deep and then trying to cut the lines. But the thing is, Fernando have a very long grip. He tends to play a long handle, so those short balls will not affect him because he have an extended reach for the ball. Mr. Clark is getting frustrated. I must say, Mr. Fernando, he's very composed. A very confident guy. He's serving. Continue with that very nice serve. That deep serve to Mr. Clark's forward arm. But unfortunately, Mr. Clark was up to it and he returned it just as deep. A very nice serve and lick there by Mr. Barbados. He served the ball again deep to Mr. Clark's forward arm. When Mr. Clark returned the ball, he turned it with tremendous power down to Mr. Clark's forward arm. 11-12. But Fernando is still trailing by 1 point. Lovely return there, lovely exchange there by these two gentlemen. Lovely turn there by Mr. Clark. He leads by 2 points. 11-13. Fernando is still persisting with this serve to Mr. Clark's back arm. Unforced error there by Mr. Clark. 13-all. A very small crowd on hand to witness the finals. This game scores a seesawing. It's 14-13.
13.
Mr. Clark is up by 2 points.
13.
Unforced error. Service change. Fernando is 14. And Mr. Clark is 16. Very close game. 2 points lead there by Mr. Clark. But Fernando is going to use his experience. He's going to use his serve. 15-16. Pressure is getting to Fernando. Serve that ball straight out the court from 15-16, 15-17. 16-17. He's being coached here by Mr. Simmons, the former champion. Oh, what a lovely shot there by Mr. Clark. Mr. Clark realized that Mr. Clark realized that Fernando is trying to lose his serve, but he also returned that ball. A lovely center court serve there by Mr. Fernando, and he get that point.
You're behind. How are you talking?
We have Barbados here. He's been heckling the players show today. He's trying to heckle, trying to get to phase Mr. Fernando. But Fernando is up to that pressure. A lovely box serve there by Mr. Clark. Fernando returns it with his back arm. Oh, lovely change, lovely angle. This guy, Mr. Clark, is very deceptive. Fernando was just looking for the ball to be returned to him. But Mr. Clark, he sent it deeper away from Fernando, had Fernando scrambling. Oh, lovely shot there by Mr. PM. Mr. Clark, better known as the PM, the Prime Minister of the sauna, is playing great. But can he bring home the bacon? Can he win this tournament? He's leading. Serve to Fernando Baccarin. Try to shorten the ball. 21-17. Fernando is appealing. He's not moving. He's inquiring. He's appealing. Anton, the observer, tell him the ball is in the blue, big in the blue. I must say the Prime Minister is doing fantastic. He's doing well. First game, Mr. Clark have won by 21-7. So if Fernando is to stay in this game, he have to keep Mr. Clark under 17. Matter of fact, if Mr. Clark gets 18 in this following game, he goes through. This is a different point system. This is a new system they're using here in the sauna, whereby it's not a 2 best in 3 set. It's basically 2 sets they're playing, and they're operating by a point system. So you must, the winner with the most points wins the set. So if you win the first game, you don't even have to go to 21. If you beat your opponent 21-17 and you reach 18, you automatically win the game. So Fernando have to get 18 points. At least you have to keep Mr. Clark under 18. The ball. A beautiful serve there by Fernando. A very deep serve to Mr. Clark Baccarin. And Mr. Clark wasn't able to receive that. Fernando is a master of serve. His serve, you see, he's new to his serve. His serve to his forward arm. He's not keeping the ball one place, not serving one spot. He's thinking, he's bouncing the ball. Center court. 3 different serves. 1 to the back arm, 1 to the forward, 1 center court. He's back to the back arm. Back to the back arm. Oh, lovely turn there by Mr. Fernando. Fernando realized that he's behind the 8 ball, so you have to step up his game. If you don't step up his game, he'll be out of the tournament. Oh, Mr. Clark is moving beautifully on this court. Mr. Clark, he is backing the camera. He's dressed in the white shorts and in the black and fluorescent top. Fernando is facing the camera in the very fluorescent orange shirt and white shirt. These guys are battling. The players were playing like if they were scoring. The guys were easing up on the ball. 2 serving 4. It's very important that you play the ball until the scorers call it. Right now, Mr. Clark is serving. Serve to the back arm of Fernando. Fernando returns it to his back arm. A lovely steps around. He stepped around and he stroked that ball with power to Mr. Clark's forward arm. 2 serving 5. In order for Fernando to win this tournament, you have to maintain the lead. You have to maintain the lead, at least 5 points ahead of Mr. Clark. But I say Mr. Clark his tennis have improved tremendously. This guy has been in the sauna only for a couple of months, but he is a guy who plays sports. He plays a lot of football, a very fit guy. Hailing from the parish of St. George. He's representing St. George. Fernando is from St. Michael, representing the parish of St. Michael. Town versus the country. Who will be the victor? Right now, Fernando, Town is down by 1 game. And the country is up by 1. The PM is representing the country. Oh, a lot of penalty. And Mr. Clark did not waste any time. He took his time and he placed that ball away from Fernando. The score is 7-5. Right now, Fernando is leading by 2 points. There's a lot of pressure here on both of the players. But this is a point system. This is not a 2 best in 3. We're only playing 2 games. The player with the most points, a combination of the most points in these games, win the set.
9-7-5.
9-7-5. Fernando have a 4-point lead. Right now, we have some interruption here by Mr. Barbados. He should know better than that. Interrupting the game. We had an interruption there by one of the spectators. Right now, Fernando is living. But he's right, he's correct. When the point is playing, the spectators should be quiet. It will offset the players. And Barra, who's a seasoned player, should know better than that. The point is half, which is a good thing. Despite all of this bacchanal, I must say that Mr. Clark, better known as the PM, is keeping his composure. But at this stage, you know, the tension is high. The crowd is getting involved in the game. They're getting very boisterous. Right now, you can see that Fernando, he's not happy. He's still very upset. He's very angry by that incident by Mr. Barabas. And also, Mr. PM is creeping up on him. A very tense game. And these environments, players have to be very, very calm, have to be able to have mind control. Sometimes the crowd can influence the game. Sometimes the crowd can get into your head, affect your emotions. You have to be able to block out those spectators who would want to rag you. 13-8, Fernando is still leading, and he's serving well. He's serving beautifully. And I will hate to know that the PM have reached 2 back-to-back finals and lost. Right now, Fernando is serving and he's leading. 14-9. A lovely exchange, but unfortunately, Mr. PM get too over ambitious and he struck that ball outside the line. Fernando is still serving, and he's serving beautifully. A lovely serve, and he move it. I think Fernando thought that ball was going out. The ball floated through the air, but it landed on the back line, and it kind of offset Mr. Fernando rhythm. $10-15. Level 15 appeal there by Mr. Fernando, but he lost that appeal. The scorer did not see it, and he asked the observer, and the observer said the ball was good. So the point was awarded to Mr. PM, and PM is taking advantage right now. He's serving.
Good guy, PM. This game wide open.
12-15. PM serves that ball to Fernando backarm. He returned it to PM backarm. And then when the PM returned it, Fernando sent it very deep and low to his forearm, and he spoils that ball. 12-17. And right now PM is looking at behind. 17-13. Lovely center court serve there by Mr. Fernando. Straight at the PM, and the PM put the ball straight into the net. Right now there's action here in the sauna. This is the final game in this finals here at the sauna. Here Fernando, he's serving, the master of serve. The noise level is high. Fernando, he's very tentative. He's very poised, and he's going to serve center court again. (18-14). Very tense game. Fernando have to get 21. Right now, the Fernando Graffit have a 4-point lead, and he have the serve. I think he have the advantage because he's a master of serving. (19-15). Fernando needs 2 points, and the PM he needs 3 points. This is a big point here, a very big point for Fernando if he wants to win this tournament. Right now Fernando is 15-20. Fernando needs 1 point, and the PM needs right now, boy, we having some controversy here. Controversy here at the sauna. And I cannot believe. Right now, there's a lot of pressure here. Right now there's some tension here between the scorer and the observer. I think the scorers need to take control of this game. They cannot allow this game to get out of control. They cannot allow this game to get out of control. 16-20. 16-20. Game continues. Lovely game. Fernando have won the game 21-16, despite they have that. And once again, the PM have lost. This is his second time in the final, and he lost to Fernando. Congratulations goes to Fernando for winning the tournament. Congratulations is in order for Mr. Fernando Buffett for winning the tournament here in the sauna. He was under a lot of tremendous pressure coming up against the PM, Mr. Clark. Mr. Clark, he's a what we call a double finalist. He was in the finals last week against Mr. Simmons, but he lost, and he came up this week and again up against Mr. Fernando, and he lost again. Fernando, what is your take on that game?
Well, it was a close game, right? But due to the fact that the PM, the last occasion that I met him, he won that set. But today, I get more accustomed to his game. So I know his weakness. He made one mistake when he started up here. Because that's my most better end. Understand? So when I know I got to come at there, I know he can go here on the.
You don't be the champion on lottery finals. You don't be the champion on lottery finals.
Also, I have a question for you.
Yeah. My mom back home.
I'll coach you home.
Here we have Mr. Simmons, the champion from last week.
Yeah.
We didn't get a chance.
Rare champion.
Yes, we didn't get a chance to interview him. But this time you didn't make it to the finals.
No, we had this plan. I decided to give me this one this week. You understand? Because people tell me they don't want to see me winning 2 consecutive weeks. So I give them. You understand? You know he can't beat me already.
Thank you very much, Mr. Simmons. But I have a question for you, Mr. Fernando. You know, he has some controversial calls and so on, and it got to you.
Yeah, Antoine, you know what I mean? Ben balls also big. You know, he can call the balls good. You know, he can offset anything.
Also, Mr. Barra, he was involved in the game as a spectator.
He don't ever support me in no type of game. Don't care who I play. He don't support me, period. So, you understand me? I expect that for him.
Yes.
Right? So he can't do any better.
Yes. Nevertheless, congratulations. I hope next week to see you in the finals. Good playing. Good playing. Thank you.